Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Big up your damn selves in the building. Make sure you smash up the likes and subscribe every single damn time. Rivals review. No better way to start it. Head tops are twirling currently. Animosity and anger is in the atmosphere. The rivals are in ruins. And I must say, it's very rare, very seldom do I show any sort of compassion for the rivals. But Liverpool today, I'm gonna side with you slightly. That offside goal, let me tell you something. The PGMOL, whatever catchphrase, little, they got there going on. Shocking. Absolutely diabolical decision. For me, the two red cards we're going to talk about too, because really this game was kind of led by the refereeing and the VAR decisions or lack of VAR. And listen, before those red cards came into effect, it was a fairly, evenish game. There was some back and forth. There were some signs that both teams were looking to attack, looking to get on the front foot and looking to put and impose themselves on the game. And Liverpool, we know that they have gone through many a fixture in the season, going a goal down first and then improving as the second half goes on. We know that when Liverpool have 11 men, even 10 men, Núñez will come on. Jota, will come on, etc. They'll start to add that extra energy, impetus into the game to go into the 3-1 leads that they have had. And every single game, apart from the Chelsea home game, Liverpool have scored a minimum of 2 goals, apart from this one. So, without my bias cap on, Liverpool, they seem to show the second half. They kick on against Wolves. First half, again, a little bit ropey. Very ropey. Should have been losing. Second half, they kick on. So we know that Liverpool, they tend to get stronger as the game goes on. They were kind of robbed of doing that today. I'm not going to lie. They were robbed of doing that. Now, for me, the red card on Jones, very similar to the red card for Gusto. So we have to hold and keep the same energy. When Gusto's foot rolled over the top of the ball against Aston Villa, he was sent off. There were no qualms, no questions, no queries. Same situation for Jones. His foot goes over the top of the ball, he's out of control, and then those studs go into the ankle. For me, red card, I ain't got a big issue with it if you're keeping things consistent. Yes, it's unlucky for him. He didn't mean it, okay, but listen, no one cares. There's plenty of times where players are out of control and they didn't mean it, and, you're still a red card, right? It was still a dangerous tackle in the end. Cool. The second red card is pure idiocy from Jota. Pure idiocy from Jota. You are on a yellow. Udogie, who had a great game today. I'm going to get to Tottenham defenders in a second. Udogie had an unbelievable game today, Destiny. Against Salah, he was doing his due diligence. He was rough, rugged, and he was sticking to the task. Touch tight on him constantly, right? Really, really sticking to the... And you understand, this is Salah. This is one of the best players that the Premier League's ever seen. Up against a young left-back, first season in the Prem. You have to give him his flowers. He really dealt with that situation really well. But Udogie's well away from Jota for that second. Well away. You're on a yellow card, idiocy. Made the challenge, lunging in. You're not prime Kante. You're not prime Makalele. You're not getting anywhere near it. Red card, second yellow, red card. Cool. This is why I sympathise with Liverpool. The goal was... It's one of the clearest goals you'll ever see. Salah has played the ball in behind for Diaz. Not the first time that happened. Diaz had a really good opportunity when Salah, unbelievable pass, and then he couldn't quite get to it. Overstretching, doesn't get the goal. But this pass from Salah is fantastic. It's inch perfect. It's perfectly timed, perfectly weighted. Diaz running in behind, into outrun, across the defenders, then bang, lovely right foot into the bottom corner. Clean as you like, good goal. Liverpool have scored 1-0. This should be 1-0 to Liverpool. And this is where the corruption chaos comes in, right? The carnage. That's 1-0. They check it. They don't do a VAR check, really, because they don't draw the line. They don't take time with it. They don't marinate the chicken. They don't season the chicken. They just take the chicken out the freezer. They don't even put it in the oven. They put it straight out on the plate and they say, knife and fork, here you go. Eat the frozen chicken. It's mad. There is no preparation. There is no checks. There is no standards in the refereeing. I'm linking it to food now because it's wild. You wouldn't eat that. You wouldn't digest that. This is meant to be the best restaurant in the world called the Premier League. We expect 5-star, minimum 4. This is not even a 2 or 1. This is something that Gordon Ramsay would walk into the Premier League and like, it's fucking raw. The refereeing is fucking raw. He would scream at the top of his lungs, what the actual F are you lot doing? This is... I'm blind. I have 4 eyes, people say. I am a nerd who can't see. I'm short-sighted. I saw it. I saw it was a goal. Even I'm slightly pissed off, and I don't even care like that in terms of Liverpool. I don't really care. I don't want them to win. I don't want them to do well. Whoever won today, I was always going to lose. That's how I say it, right? Probably slightly prefer Liverpool to win from a Chelsea perspective because 1, we ate Tottenham, and 2, they're probably more likely to be closer to us if we want to challenge for Champions League. But even I'm angry. That decision was daylight robbery. You may as well have put your hands into Klopp's pockets and said, give me your wallet, give me your keys, give me your phone, everything. Tap him down and tell him, yo, pass up the goods. It's unfathomable. It's insanity that they couldn't see that. All they needed to do was check it. You didn't even need to draw the lines. That's what's so funny about this. You didn't need to draw the lines. The gap, and we're going to talk about it, the gap from the Richarlison, because Richarlison assisted Son for the first goal for Tottenham, which was, ironically enough, 30 seconds, a minute later, which makes this even more incredibly awful from a Liverpool standpoint. If you check the margins between Richarlison being onside or offside and that goal being given, it's the same gap in terms of the defender and Richarlison. The same amount of, gap in terms of being offside and onside is exactly what Diaz had. It's clearly onside. You don't even need to take 2 seconds to check that. You can look at it, clearly onside, move on. I actually don't understand how they've got that wrong. One of the worst refereeing decisions in the Premier League I have ever seen. It's right up there with not drawing the line. It's right up there with some of the biggest, most contentious decisions you can think of. Because it's so obvious that it is clearly onside, that's for me why it's just horrendous. Like, I can't articulate anymore with the vocabulary at my disposal how shocking that decision was. And the refereeing body, I don't know what they're going to say or explain with that one. No apology really will cut it. Whether it's the Onana one for Wolves, punching man in the face or hitting man in the face, not getting a penalty. The refereeing this season has been absolutely diabolical. I'm sorry. So the 2 red cards, Liverpool fans, I'm sorry. If you have a disagreement or an grievance, cool, you can have those. But for me, the 2 red cards, I can first of all see the first one because I saw it the weekend before, and the second one is pure idiocy on Jota. Jota can take the blame for that one. The goal though for Diaz being ruled out was absolutely shocking. So, like I said, they go and get their goal, Tottenham, and Richarlison, same gap, gets his assist for Son. Then we move on to the fact that when Liverpool go down to the 9 men, Tottenham got 26 minutes on the clock, I think it was, and whatever it is, 24 minutes, and Liverpool, as they lost men today, they got better. They became more compact. They obviously started to sit a lot deeper. Substitutions started to get made. Salah comes off comes Diaz, on comes Trent, on comes Konate, on comes Endo, McAllister comes off. They start to make their changes to really park that bus. And really, Liverpool actually look comfortable. They look in control. Tottenham are not really threatening. Alisson, can I say, before all of this happened, Alisson made some fantastic saves today. You can see why Alisson is not only just the best keeper in the world, but also he keeps Liverpool in games. We've seen it before, but I'll say it again. This guy in goal is ridiculous. Some of the saves he pulled off today to keep Tottenham at bay was ridiculous. So fair play to him. But like I said, as Liverpool started losing men, they actually started to get more a foot in the game. And then the one time they do get a bit up the pitch, late on, there's only 30 seconds left. Of course, Liverpool are a little bit more exposed. This is the first time really in about 20 minutes that Tottenham get to have a bit of a transition. It wasn't a great performance from Tottenham today. But like I said, Liverpool fans will feel like they were playing against 12, Hussam said 13 men, VAR assistant and whatnot. They get that transition and they get their goal, and it all comes from the right-hand side, and Matip with one of the most clinical pieces of finishing you'll see. Top corner, roof of the net, Alisson no chance. Listen, Liverpool, they tried their very best. They defended very well. If they had got a point out of this game with 9 men with all that time on the clock, they would have been looking at that as 3 points, and rightly so. But in the end, Tottenham prevailed. They kept that same spirit that they had against Sheffield United when they overturned it. They made their substitutions. Son came off. On comes Solomon. On comes Skip. On comes Davis. Not really attacking, substitutions, but just freshening things up to keep the game at a tempo that Liverpool don't want to play at, which is a high tempo with 9 men. But Tottenham, do they deserve to win that game on the balance of it? No. Do I think that they got extremely lucky with the refereeing decisions? Yes. and the referee decision, I guess, with the goal, because I don't think the red cards were really luck. I think the red cards were valid. And yeah, just a mad kamikaze crazy game. So yeah, wild. Also earlier today, in the 3 o'clock kickoffs, Manchester is falling down. Like, 2 Manchester clubs going up against Palace, who we saw in midweek. Palace on 60 minutes, 2 opposition touches in the box, no shots on goal. Obviously, no Eze, no Anderson, no Gurhey, cool. But Manchester United losing at home to Crystal Palace, unbelievable. Would I never have foresaw? I would never have foresaw such things. And then obviously Man City losing to Wolves as well, away from home. The same Wolves team that have played well at Old Trafford, that have played well at Anfield, have shown already this season they have quality. Pep Guardiola, that Korean guy, you will pay the price. Korean guy karma, that's what we call it in the chat. You will pay the price for not remembering man's name. He did this again with Son. Man City were playing Tottenham in the Champions League. He didn't remember. He said, it's the Harry Kane team. What did Son do when he scored? He said, you know me now? You know me now? You know me now? You know me now? He-chan, big up your damn self. I've been watching Wolves. They've played beautiful football. They should have had a lot more points at times than they have. They've been really unlucky with either refereeing decisions or finishing from Kuna. Pedro Neto has been unbelievable so far this season as well. And they got their just deserves. I mean, listen, I get to see the game full 90. I saw the highlights. But, you know, Hairline, only 1 shot. I don't really know how that's possible. How do you only have 1 shot when Man City had like 23? Doku looked like he had a really good game. 4 key passes, creativity, chances are flowing down that side. But Alvarez's goal, free kick, wonderful. But it's, yeah, City, I don't know how they lose to Wolves. I mean, it didn't really make sense to me. But Wolves, I can see how they have caused City a problem because they have been really good this season. I think they do deserve, like I said, more points than they maybe have already, and they do deserve their flowers. They've played some really good stuff. But yeah, just outrageous. Outrageous. Hairline, listen, he's been a little bit bumpy recently. He's not had many shots today, and he's missed a lot of chances previously. So not to say he's not going to win the Golden Boot or anything, but it just goes to show that, you know, he is human. And City, 100% records gone. Manchester United losing at home for the 2nd time this season to Brighton and now Palace. Fierce rivals as well. What a goal from Anderson, by the way. Unbelievable volley. Slapped that in with meaning, with passion, with desire. At Old Trafford. Beautiful connection. Roof of the net. And obviously this morning, I mean, I was doing the watch along for it. Aston Villa versus Brighton. That's the final game I'll speak on. What a beautiful, 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 bitter ruthlessness. I mean, the XG somehow wasn't even that different between the two. But when you take a look at the finishing from Watkins, obviously 1 deflection as well. Diaby was brilliant in this game as well. Just an unbelievable performance. They really came on some serious violence to respond to the defeat in midweek against Everton. Aston Villa were just direct and they were just very much ready on the counter. And it's the same thing we almost saw against West Ham. You know, it was Ben Rama on the left-hand side, I believe, up against Webster, ruined his life. And Antonio bodying and bullying that back line again. Dunk has really been defending on his own at times for Brighton. And the same kind of counter-attack again, this time you know, put together by Aston Villa. They realised to hit Brighton on the transition, to hit them on the break, to defend competently, which they did. And then bang, next thing you know, Diaby, Watkins, we saw the same link up at Stamford Bridge. Those two assisting and creating for each other. The own goal from Estupiñán. The left-hand side of Brighton had a bad day at the office. Estupiñán was awful. Estupiñán, you know, own goal was, could have easily been booked earlier than he was. Matoma couldn't really get the right side of the defenders as well. Yeah, not easy. Not easy for Brighton. 6-1 humbling in the early kickoff. So, guys, let me know what was your favourite fixture of the day. Let me know in the Rivals review what you think. I've tried to not be biased. Like I said, those 3 o'clock kickoffs in the UK, we can't see those. So I'm not gonna get into too much detail with Manchester clubs because, you know, lights out and whatnot. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But, you know, what a day. This is why we love the Barclays. This is why we love the Premier League. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Big up your damn selves. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Smash up the likes. Make sure you subscribe. And we will be here next time. We play Monday. More than you can't believe we must win because this has been a great weekend. Don't ruin it. Thankfully, we play Monday. So we just enjoy the weekend. Monday morning, we'll deal with our problems like grown adults. In a bit, people. Peace.